Everyone, I want to bring you a little bit more information about this whole idea of venturing into a new life or venturing into a new you as part of exploring the Evolve acronym that I presented to you months ago. So, what's interesting about this whole venture versus adventure thing is that part of it is co created, meaning that when we venture into something, our souls, our self, our sense of self wants to change something about our life. And so we consciously decide we're going to do something different. And the adventure part of this comes when we co-create a situation with the universe or God or whatever you want to call the powers that be, the larger energies that are out there. That basically, when we venture, the universe, God, again, whatever term you use, hears that and sees that and senses that and opens up the door. It opens things up so that we have adventures, we have unexpected learning, we have unexpected gifts that come to us, we have the twists and turns that come to us that sometimes we are glad we didn't know ahead of time, but that they really do kind of bring us to that next level. It brings us to that place where we are evolving and it pushes us a little bit at the same time. So I talk to people about how we co-create. And the whole idea of this is that when we open up to the world and the universe opens up to us. And so it's, I kind of jokingly say that, I have this vision that, universe is up there sitting there with its tapping its toes, waiting for us to make a move so that it can jump to action and provide the opportunities or the circumstances that will be in front of us so that we can learn and grow. But it doesn't really happen until we decide we're going to venture into something new. And so anytime we venture into something new, again, it opens the door, it opens the gates, it opens up new opportunities. And so as we think about the EVOLVE acronym in basically examining and visioning and observing and learning and venturing, and then the next month will be about elevating, when we think about how we evolve through all of those processes, we consciously change our lives by what we venture into. So everything we've learned or observed and we decide we're going to do differently takes a whole new dimension when we decide we're going to venture into something. So, I have an example of this. I have many examples of this when I work with clients, but I had something happen last week with a client that was really frustrated with constant situations at work that were just hitting roadblocks. And she felt like no matter which way she turned, it wasn't going in the right direction. She was applying to other jobs, applying to other schools, applying to, other volunteer organizations and this and that. And nothing seemed to be working out. And then she ventured into something new. It took her to a new dimension. And then boom, everything started to line up and open up. We had this really beautiful conversation about the fact that, boy, when we venture, when we do take the steps, when we just wait and observe and see what's happening by taking some steps that might get us in the direction that we want to go, eventually things do line up. We can't really predict when this is going to happen. We can't expect it to happen. We just have to let it happen. And then things do line up and then that flow begins. And so sometimes it takes some of us longer than others for that flow to begin. And other times things kind of pop into place. And again, it all has to do with the kinds of lessons we are supposed to learn. I said this to a client today that I'm going to read this, that the universe is not a simple teacher, especially when you're willing to do the work. Now, what I mean by that is when we are consciously trying to evolve, when we are consciously in this place that we are willing to learn and willing to grow, then basically we get the twists and turns and we get the unexpected lessons and we get the kind of more complicated lessons to decode or decipher. And so that's why the universe is not a simple teacher, is that a lot of times when we get to that next level, we don't realize that the universe is also going to reveal even more of what we're supposed to learn as we turn those corners or elevate ourselves in whatever way. So I want to kind of bring this to you because we do co-create our reality. So, many people years ago would say, oh, we create our own reality. And I agree with that, but I would say we co-create our reality because the forces that be, when we decide we are going to do something different, when we decide we're going to venture into something, even if we don't know if it's going to work out, it still opens up an energy. It still opens up that place where we can get to a next level, but we don't know what to expect. And oftentimes that is good because sometimes if we know to expect some difficulties or some edges that need to be stretched, we don't do it. And so we are afraid to jump into something new out of discomfort. But really, that's when we start to blossom. That's when we basically are urged by the universe and ourselves to really expand and really get to where we need to be, which means that's when we evolve. So I want to show you, I wanted to just play around with this whole idea of how we open up to the universe by venturing so that the universe creates the adventures that are next. So it creates those unexpected blessings and those unexpected opportunities that will take us to the next level. And that's how the energies come into sync, is that when we work with the energies of the universe, in other words, when we step into something new, universe says, hey, let's do this. And then it comes together. When we stay conscious, we can see why it comes together, and we can see why things have happened the way they have in the past. So it's really super important that you take this understanding to the next level, because not only does it heighten your experience, but it helps you string everything together to help you understand why you've had to experience the lessons in your life that you have up to this point. So I hope that helps explain things a little bit more as we talk about this EVOLVE acronym. And that venture part of it is so important, because when we decide we're going to do something new, then beautiful and wonderful things come to us. So I hope that helps you understand that. I hope you have a good day, and I will be back soon with the next installment for next month. Take care.